Hey guys, Evan here with another video, and this one I'm really excited to talk about today because this is something that's not nearly stressed enough in this industry of cleaning companies. And this is really what's going to separate your business from the rest. It's potentially one of the most important things that you could do to almost certainly increase your brand reputation. And this thing is creating a personal brand for your business. Now, why is this important? First, we need to discuss what exactly does having a personal brand even mean. And this is essentially the first impression that a potential client is going to receive when they first land on your website or your Instagram page or your Facebook page, Twitter, whatever. This is going to be the emotions that you emit out of people, or, are you the face behind your brand? What kind of thoughts, first impressions do they get? Do they feel comfortable with your brand, etc.? And there's a lot of things that you could do to leverage to upgrade this. But before I talk about that, I do want to discuss sort of my feedback and something that really validated when I first discovered that this was absolutely a must factor for cleaning services. And that is when I was one day going through my campaigns, my marketing efforts of a few different cleaning services that I was working with. And I sort of had a eureka moment when I was looking at campaigns that weren't doing so well versus ones that were absolutely killing it, right? And I was more or less emulating the identical themes. So when we talk about landing pages, ads, all of that stuff, I was looking at the follow-up process and the closing process between both clients and what they were doing to nurture leads and follow up with them. And everything was very similar. But I did notice that one or two companies, like I said, were killing it, and the other ones were sort of falling behind. And when I looked more into it, all of a sudden a light bulb went off my head, and I said, oh, wait a second. This business, regardless if I'm working with them or not, they already have something going for them. And they've invested time into creating a personal brand. So these business owners, if you go onto their social media, if you go onto their website, you are going to see behind the scenes stuff. You are going to see photos of their actual maids cleaning homes. You are going to see photos of them at a luncheon or some type of team meeting that the owner decided to put on his Facebook story and just show that realness, that personality factor. Things like this, videos of them actually talking to a client and laughing together, things of this nature. The clients that weren't performing so well, they didn't have these things. Their whole content was based off of stock photos, stock imagery, and, sort of cookie cutter approaches that they sort of left with me to work with. And, that stuff just doesn't really cut it. So this is when I came to the conclusion of really stressing that from now on, having a personal brand is just going to be a must for a business. Because not only is this going to determine if a new potential client is going to work with you, it's going to have a huge leverage on that, but it's also going to really help you in determining if your current clients are likely to refer you to not only their friends and family, but to continue doing service with you as long as you maintain that authoritative figure in that you know what you're doing, you're providing value, you're showing the realness, authenticity of your business, etc. So what are some real life examples of this? Well, as I briefly discussed, creating content. This is going to be huge. It's 2020. Everything is moving digital right now, and it's only going to increase. So if you're not showing up every day to job sites and taking lots of photos, taking lots of videos, recording, documenting your actual jobs, assuming you get the okay from the homeowners, of course. But if you're not doing this, this is a huge mistake, and this is something that you guys have to start doing. For example, if you think about your service as a whole, just understand that it's a very intimate process. Meaning when these people are hiring you to come into their home and clean, maintain their belongings, do stuff when they're not home, they have to trust you. And if they're just stumbling upon your business 7 minutes ago and you don't have any photos of actual jobs that you've done or any video content or reviews, video testimonials, things like this is really going to leave them a little skeptical. So just think about it, put yourself in their shoes. What kind of content are you likely going to want to see if you were to, let's say, bringing your car into a shop? You're going to want to look at the reviews, for example. Do people have a positive experience about this? the workers look like they're friendly. You know, things like this. Just make sure that you are sure to leverage this.